Hit that like, hit that subscribe. In This Very Ring is back. Here we go.
Let's go. This ain't the Rock Night. Oh, this game he stinks.
Oh shit!
It's gone.
Good evening, A2D Radio. Oh, God bless. Does it feel good to be back? My name's Ritz. I am joined once and always with the mayor of Toasty Town himself, Butters.
Oh, my butter toastify.
Oh, my butter toastify. Wow, I think I know about 3 people that just decided to shoot themselves. We weren't on last week, had a little bit of a medical issue. That is, everybody's fine, but just a small little thing that prevented us from going on the air. But we are back. We're ready to go, ready to rock and roll. But first, we got to thank Body Check Wellness. They're always sponsoring us each and every week here on In This Very Ring. They are a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Use promo code A2D for 25% off your order at bodycheckwellness.com. Can't forget about the doc, Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy. Give him a call. You can check him out on the web at specializedphysicaltherapy.com, or his 2 locations in Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You might need to call a different doctor. Good God. Many of us in our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We're happy to support the Counseling Center in Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. Alan Foy of eXp Realty. He's the man you need to call if you're looking to buy or sell a home, looking for a change in career brokerage. Call him at 302-682-8820, or check him out on the web at alan.foy@exprealty.com. Also, Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. That's A2D at manscaped.com. Check them out today. Ocean City Grilled Cheese and Quesadilla Company. They're located at the corner of 8th and Ocean Avenue. 16 different kinds of grilled cheese on toasty Texas sourdough bread. Use promo code A2D for 20% off. And guys, Fan Up's Flex Ball contest is incredible. Make sure you guys sign up before the Ravens-Raiders game this Monday night for your chance to win a big this NFL season. Search Fan Up in your app store now. $100 gets you 10 spots. The prize pack is absolutely incredible. HUD on the main page, they have the entire breakdown of the grand prize there for you. So check that out. Download that app today. I guess Butters might have died. Oh, wait, no. Asking ye shall receive.
No, I'm good.
You good?
Yep, drink went down the wrong way, that's all.
Okay. All right. Tonight, our topic of conversation, Finn Balor brought the demon back at the wrong time. Agree, disagree. Let's set the stage for you. Last night on Smackdown in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of WWE TV. At the end of the show, Finn Balor returned to the ring as the demon. On a night where Roman would start the night off against Brock Lesnar, he would finish the night against the demon, knowing that Brock Lesnar is on the horizon for not only Roman Reigns, but also the Universal Championship. Was it the right time to bring the demon back? But before we go to Butters, we got the fam flying in here. Rob Brinkman says AEW for life. This is why Brinkman's a mark. Pete Evans says yo, fam. Brian Daly says, what's up, fam? Make sure you check out Pete Rob and Daly on their shows, Birds of a Feather, Sports Hounds, and Hockey Happy Hour, respectively. This week on HD Radio, Kevin Dixon is wanting to make sure that Butters is okay.
I'm good,
Jake
gentlemen.
Friel says you need a doctor with that cough. God, I love it when he picks when he's real original with his jokes. Very funny.
Right.
Tom Arnone, the Godfather himself, is here chiming in. Let's talk about it. Can't talk about it. Gotta be about it. Brinkman goes, Adam Cole, Bay. Brian Daly, perfect timing by Butters with that cough. About time he did something good. Brian Wilson, Tom Arnone's co-host every Sunday on Agree to Disagree, the flagship show here at HUD Radio. He says, what's up, my guys? What's going on, buddy?
What up?
And Daly loved seeing the Demon last night. He thinks Finn Balor is super underutilized. All right, Butters, lay it on me. Tell me about it. What do you think?
Yes and no. Bringing back the Demon at the, was perfect, but at the same time it wasn't, because you got Brock. You're telling me you bring back the Demon. You're gonna have Roman versus the Demon at Extreme Rules, and you just gave away the ending to your match in the same night when you say, once I'm done with the Demon, I'm taking on Brock. Give us some little suspense. Don't give us this, we know what the ending's gonna be. Tell it, let the story fold out, let the story unfold slowly, and then have Brock come in and whoop Roman's ass and, be done with. But don't just, hey, the Demon's back. Hey, Brock, I'm going to challenge you right after I'm done with the Demon. You hold on there. So I'd have to say, yeah, he was brought at the wrong time. They could have done that after Brock.
See, and as much as I am a Finn Balor fan, I think I'll always be a Finn Balor fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's never done anything that just hasn't really resonated with me. I've liked everything he's done. Even the Prince Devitt, I wasn't 100% on it, but I like it. I gotta touch base on this one. Greg Malachik, what's up, fellas? Leaving the bar drunk in Orlando. Let's go. What a shock. He's back in Florida. Joey DiMartino, what's up, guys? What's going on, Joey? And Patrick chiming in. What's up, Patrick? If you didn't have Brock on to start your show off, if you didn't have the overgrown walking onion, I say this is perfect. You bring out the Demon because Roman's has proven time and time again that he just can't be beaten, and you need something different, something stronger, something more powerful to defeat the Demon, to defeat Roman. And yet now, when I know that Brock Lesnar has his sights set on Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar's not somebody that where I'm looking for. You're not going to just say, "Hey, Brock Lesnar is going to fight Roman for nothing, for the custody of Paul Heyman." No, absolutely not. So I disagree. I don't think. I mean, I agree. I think it was brought at the wrong time, 100% the wrong time. This was something to where you almost could have just said, like Greg says here, the reveal could have been done at a pay-per-view.
Right? Them teasing it. They teased it last week. They could have kept teasing it until you had Brock versus Roman over with.
Because, well, not even just that, right? Because I think if Brock goes against Roman, it's Brock all day long. Brock's going to beat Roman, I hope, just to make a lot of people mad.
Actually, I honestly don't think if Brock beat Roman, I don't think anybody would be mad right now.
No, I think there would be some people mad because some people are convinced in their mind that it needs to be Roman and Rock for the title, with the title on the line. Like, so many people have that in their head, and yet but yet I don't want Roman Rock for the title. I just want Roman Rock. Right? Give me that, and I'm happy and I'm good.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
But right now, a lot of people are like, screw it. Give it to Brock. I don't care anymore at this point. You know.
But the ominous heartbeat at the end of SmackDown a few weeks ago, right? You had a lot of people saying, you know what, it could be the Demon. But there was a very strong argument that it could have been the Beast, right? The heartbeat of the Beast coming for Roman. You had so many different avenues that you could go down.
Well, some people were saying that little bit that played was the very beginning of Finn Balor's theme. It was like the first couple seconds of his theme.
Yes, so there is a remix of his theme that I actually have it on my phone. There's a remix that has the heartbeat in the beginning.
But I was more hoping that instead of the Demon Balor, it could have been like, a little bit of the Fiend. They finally re-signed him, and hey, let's bring him back for a little bit.
Oh, shut up!
Oh, come on! I miss the Fiend.
I miss him too, but only if it goes back to if they were doing things properly, then great, fine, cool, right? But they're not, so just shut up. Okay?
No!
Holy shit! It's Chuck's.
Oh boy! It's Chuck sighting.
Chuck's. I'm impressed. Chuck's is
what up, Chuck's?
Got to give a lot of love to Chuck's. They had a great show Thursday night over there on Birds of a Feather, previewing the Dallas Cowboys Tampa Bay Buccaneers game this past week. And this is let's be honest, right? This is the bread and butter time for HED Radio. This is the time for the next rest of the year, I guess you could say. This is what Chuck's and that entire team at Birds of a Feather look forward to, and a lot of the shows here, right? But so big shout out to Chuck's, and also got to give big shout out to Chuck's. He gets to go on vacation here very, very soon, and he and we have not stopped talking about, because we're both going to Disney just at separate times. We have not stopped talking about where are you eating, what are you doing, when are you doing this, where are you doing that. All right, I'll look into this for you while I'm there, because I go before he does. So, Frank Vespi from HUD Wednesday Nights. Hey, yo, sorry to bother you at work. To answer the poll, meh. And again, though, right, I can see both arguments, right? I could disagree. I can very easily disagree to this just as much as I agree to, right? Mm-hmm. Because WWE could pull the swerve, and they could put the title on Balor, and they could have just Roman versus Brock for the
for nothing.
Other than just I am the top dog of the WWE.
Well, that, and you have Roman versus Brock, but where does Paul Heyman's loyalty truly lie?
Yeah, there's a story that can be written there. Oh, and DiBardino has a good point. It is Mr. Frank Vespi's birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Mr. Frank Vespi.
So, big shout out and very, very happy birthday to our good friend Frank Vespi. Damn. So, no, I could just as easily disagree to this poll and say it was the perfect time to bring him back. And it's against the perfect person to bring him back, too. Because you've got somebody like Paul Heyman and Roman that can kind of play off of the Demon. So, in a very unique way, ways we haven't ever really seen before when it comes to the Demon.
And, we ain't seen the Demon in, about a year or so?
A little over a year.
So, bringing it back now is like you said, it is a good time because we ain't seen him in a while. It's always good to have him for those one-offs here and there, especially Extreme Rules. I mean, that's just a playground for him, or at least in my opinion, for that character.
I can see where you're going with that. Yeah,
that is just like Bray Wyatt. His good playground would be what? Extreme Rules, Hell in a Cell, something to those along those lines. Characters like that.
You almost want to give him Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, characters along those lines. they got that pay-per-view that's just it's their playground. It's their, bread and butter that could make that character stronger. And I feel like the Demon Extreme Rules would be that's where he gets that.
No, I agree. You know what? I worded this specifically. If you're looking at the ticker at the bottom, it says a beast, a demon, and a big dog.
Yep.
And yet now, here's Frank. So a beast, a demon, and a big dog walk into a bar. Vince McMahon somehow gets his hands all over this joke and ruins it for everyone. That might be one of the funnier things that Frank has ever said.
Frank, have you been drinking tonight?
It's not even on his own damn show. Prism chiming in. What's up, boys? What's going on, Prism? Uh-oh. Mr. Ryan Brodo is here from AGD Wednesday Nights at Butters. He has a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Hello, gentlemen. I have a very important question for Butters. What is your prediction for the Houston Texans this season? ... Super Bowl question mark?
No, not even. I honestly, I'm not. I don't keep up with football too much, but I keep up with it some, and I can tell you right now, they ain't even making the playoffs. I don't see it.
No, I'd have to agree. My GSM actually he has season seats, and he's got tickets to tomorrow's game, and he comes up to me about, I guess at this point, 3 or 4 hours ago, and he goes, "You want to go to tomorrow's game?" I was like, "With you?" And he goes, "No, do you just want to go?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." I go, "Why aren't you going?" He goes, "They're the 2 worst teams in the NFL." I'm like, "It's Houston, though." He goes, "Yeah, they're also playing Jacksonville. Fuck off. You want the tickets or not?" No, I don't want them. Go away.
As much as I like my hometown team, I can't do it this year. They're just not. They ain't clicking for me this year.
No, I hear you.
I'd rather just go ahead and stick with the Philly boys and just be done with. At least they have a chance, in my opinion.
You think Philly has a chance to make the playoffs or win the Super Bowl?
At least the playoffs.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot before anybody else does. And no, I'm not going to ask you to name a player on the team because I probably couldn't do it either. Okay? But what I'm going to do is right here in this moment, we are 17 and a half minutes into the show. Okay, for Ryan and Frank that are paying attention. I want you to make a bold prediction for the Eagles' season this year. Give me a record. They're going to do what and what?
God, I'd at least say 10-6.
Okay.
Is there 17 games this year or 16?
No, give a bye week. So it'd be 10-6.
I'd say 10-6. That they just lose to the first round of the playoffs.
So you think they make it to the playoffs and then they lose right away?
Correct.
Okay.
I'll give them that. I'll give them that much.
All right. It's impressive.
Uh-oh.
Wait, Ryan corrected me. My initial gut reaction was right. It is 17 games. So where are you going to put that other game? 10-7 or 11-6?
Let's go with 11-6. Let's stick with that extra win.
All right. Prism goes, y'all think Watson caused the prices and massages to single-handedly rise?
Yeah, he caused something to rise.
That was weird. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, at all.
That's
In other news.
That's when you know it's a good joke.
Really, that's when you know it's just incredibly concerning. Brodo has a lot of respect for you after that. 11-6. Much respect to you. You're more optimistic than me. Oh, God. It is Eagles Atlanta tomorrow. They are the 1 o'clock game. So check out all our shows this week as they break down the Eagles Atlanta Falcons game tomorrow. God, I hope they win. For the love of God, please let them win. Like that's literally going to be my feeling every single Saturday when we preview the shows for the next week is, dear God, let the Eagles win, or it becomes a very, very rough week around the offices at HD Radio. Because while I'm walking around going, "What's up, guys? Hey, how are you?" Everybody else is going, "God, these fucking Eagles suck." And it's just like, oh, all right, well, I'm gonna go over here now.
I'm gonna go look at my wrestling bit and see what sucks this week in wrestling instead of football.
Yeah, it's like, here, you go try to find a silver lining somewhere. Prism wants to know, do you guys still watch WWE or did you all switch over to AEW yet? All right, so Prism's going to be my guy today. All right, Prism's going to be the one. That's just going to kind of set me off. Okay? So I watched All Out last week, and we're going to talk about All Out this week. We're going to talk about AEW. And Prism, this is not a shot at you, but you decided you wanted to ask. He goes, I still don't watch either. And that's fine, right? Respect the hell out of that. And Prism, I love you. You're fantastic for the channel. You're fantastic to us. And you just happened to open Pandora's box today.
Oh, shit.
Yes. No.
Somebody close it quick. Close it before it gets out. Damn it, it's already done.
This is one of those things that has been, ever since the end of All Out last week, I've just been watching the internet wrestling community and listening and getting
I know where this one's going.
and angrier because everybody wants to say that AEW is beating WWE, that WWE's in trouble, that WWE, like, it has been shit on WWE week for the last 6 days.
Sure that ain't the last 6 months?
Also that, but more ramped up,
Well, yeah.
And it seems like every story, everybody wants to air dirty laundry or say whatever they want to about WWE. There is a product out there. There's a wrestling product out there for everybody. Just because you don't like one over the other doesn't make the other bad. I'm not an Impact Wrestling guy. Right, I can't get behind them anymore. But you won't hear me sit here and say that what they're doing is bad. I may not agree with it.
Well, like right now, we've got you got a little bit of something for everybody now. Whereas, a couple years ago, we
fuck night.
Well, not to mention, a few years ago, we didn't have much, and you were kind of stuck and forced to watch something you didn't want to watch because you wanted to watch wrestling.
I mean, all you really had was WWE and Impact. And Impact, at that point, had no real TV deal. So if you watched Impact, you were a fan because you had to do some digging to find that shit.
I was fixing, you had to have the most god-awful, shittiest cable provider to get the shittiest channel they were on at the time.
Right? So now with WWE and AEW and even Impact growing, there's a lot of places for us to go and watch wrestling now.
Even NWA is trying to grow.
And NWA, yeah, I totally forgot about them. But there is something literally every night of the week for us to watch as wrestling fans. No other sport can say that.
Especially 365 days a year. You've got
exactly.
And even New Japan, because there's those that New Japan has its own style, so there's those that like that style. So
and you can watch New Japan stateside here.
AAA.
Yep. Joey DiMartino, only on HG Radio will you find football talk on a wrestling show.
Hell yeah.
And Proto goes, well done, Prism. But I've become so tired of the conversation of how WWE is in trouble and AEW is the best thing since sliced bread. They're doing everything right, and this, that, and the other thing.
Because WWE's not in trouble. They just stumbled on their own shoelaces, and they're just trying to pick their ass back up. That's all.
Exactly. And George just jumped to the back, and I'm gonna bring him in here in 1 second. But I need to get this one sentence off my chest. Okay. WWE has just been around forever, and it's all some of us have. It's what we grew up on.
Yep.
Right. So we're always going to compare. We're always going to criticize and be overly critical and this, that, and the other thing. but that doesn't mean what WWE's doing is wrong. It may not be for you, right? Because WWE, to a very certain extent, still plays to the families. Whereas, as very evident with All Out, that was not a family show, right? And we're going to bring in Two Live Brew himself, Mr. George Kennebrew. George, what's going on, man?
Dude, I feel like Dolph Ziggler a few years ago. I feel like my push is like stop and start, but I'm finally here. I'm finally here.
And Kevin brings up a good point. Before we get you to weigh in on the poll, well, don't forget AEW just started. WWE has nothing down. Exactly. AEW is still in its infancy stage. It's only a couple years old. So
Correct.
to say that, oh shit, they're the best people on the planet. They've had a couple bad shows, but they've also had a lot more good shows. But it's because it's new, it's fresh. They're doing different things with different people, right? This man is inside a restaurant. Hold up.
Hey man. I got to do what I got to do, man. Like
one of these days, you're going to do a show from your house. It's going to throw us all off.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right.
So, but hey, George, let's get you to weigh in before we start talking AEW and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Finn Balor brought back the Demon at the wrong time. Agree, disagree? Tell me why.
I think the reason why. Yeah, sorry. I need to close out, guys. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We're gonna come back to you. We'll let you do that. We'll come back to you.
Quick intermission. Quick.
We'll bring George back in just a second. I fucking love this job. And we'll talk. George, give me a thumbs up when you're all clear. We'll bring you back in. But last weekend was AEW All Out, right? And George is going to weigh in on his thoughts on the poll question when we bring him back in here. But it was All Out last weekend. Incredible show from Chicago. And we're going to break it down. I don't know. So I watched it in a movie theater, which if you've never experienced that, watching, and it's happening more often, right? Because movie theaters are trying to draw up business. So I know like the Cinemark locally here, they actually did SummerSlam. If we didn't do our reaction show, that's where we were going to watch SummerSlam. Was going to be at the movies.
See, that would have been like popcorn. Soda.
So Jackson and I went down to Cinepolis or Cinepolis or whatever the hell these new theaters are called. We went down in Tomball, right there at Kirkendall, out by the Shoguns in the back of the Woodlands. And it's one of those like Star Cinema Grills or movie taverns where they bring stuff to you. So, I mean, I had some pretzels, I had some chicken. Jax ordered some popcorn, and it's a bottomless popcorn that they have there. And they brought him out like a big, giant, like industrial-sized mixing bowl full of popcorn. Right? So, like, it was the best way to watch a pay-per-view. But the pre-show had the Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Wheeler Yuta, team up with Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. And they defeated the Hardy Family Office, which is Matt Hardy, Private Party, and the Hybrid 2. And Angelico and Jack Evans. In a 9-minute, 25-second match. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this match for what it was. It was nothing more than to just get the crowd energized, get them rocking and rolling, get them going.
Get them fired up.
Exactly. Right? Not a lot to take away from it, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it. So I think George is ready. George, yep, George is ready. All right, so George, weigh in on Balor bringing back the Demon, and then we're going to get into All Out.
Okay, so I'm agreeing or disagreeing if he brought back the demon at the wrong time, correct?
Correct.
All right. Um, I am going to actually disagree because um, I think he brought back the Demon King at the right time, and I'm going to tell you why.
I hope
Because
so.
we know, of course, you Rich and Butters when he reappears on screen. You all know that Roman has been running through essentially everybody on that roster that is supposedly a top guy. And it's gotten to the point where Roman has run out of opponents. And now it begs the question, like, who is the man that can potentially take the belt off of Roman and at the same time be a made man? And you look up and down that roster, and anybody that's not named Kevin Owens or Cesaro, or I'll even go as far to say a Big E, there's really not that much left for Roman to do. So with Finn, I mean, yeah, we can run that back again because, maybe some of the fans that are just tuning in to WWE now, 2020, don't remember that this won't be the first time that Balor and Reigns have faced off before. And it seems like every time Reigns and Balor get together, they just tear the damn house down. So I think WWE is thinking like, well, since AEW is pretty much loading up for the future and they've become our competition now, whether we like it or not, we've got to do something to counteract all the big stuff that they've been doing. So what better way to do that than to bring back a character of Finn Balor that is super over, that the fans are going to get behind, that is believable, and a character, most importantly, that is believable to beat Roman Reigns. Because let's remember this, gentlemen. When Finn Balor transforms into the demon, he's never lost. He's undefeated. Now, here is where WWE can potentially book themselves into a corner. One, do you keep that trend going of keeping the demon undefeated and him finally being the puzzle, the piece of the puzzle that makes Roman crack? Or do you continue this hot streak of a year and a half that you've had with Roman and keep him strong until you're able to build up somebody that can potentially beat him? So bringing it back, I think with the Demon King arriving at the time that he did, I think you're looking at a character that's just as strong as Roman, that carries a presence that is intimidating, and somebody that you can really believe, even though Roman's ego won't allow him to show it. But deep down, somebody that Roman can potentially be afraid of, because the Demon King is an intimidating character. I mean, let's just look at the style of wrestling that Finn goes into. Let's think about how he turns up the pace. Like, he's much faster, he's more explosive, he's more aggressive, he's more deliberate when he's in that character. And
Right.
it seems like he just crushes everybody that's in his path when he goes that route. So if you're asking me, did he bring him back at the wrong time? No, I disagree. I think he brought him back at the right time. And I think you throw in that potential cloud of Big E cashing in Money in the Bank over Roman Reigns' head. I think you got yourself a damn good story going in for the next few months.
I'll give you the cloud of Big E, right? I will say when you bring up the WWE says, or AEW is WWE's competition, bullshit. I'm gonna call bullshit on it, right? Because I don't think WWE, and I had this conversation last week with my buddy. I don't think WWE sees AEW necessarily as direct competition. It's just another option because they never go head to head. There's never a reason for me to pick AEW over WWE to watch, right? As a wrestling fan, as an overall, just I like professional wrestling because on Friday nights I can watch SmackDown and then immediately change the channel and go to Rampage, right? So they're not competition. It's just another option. It's no different than I'm going to watch the Astros game. The Texans game Sunday afternoon, and then I'm going to watch the Astros game Sunday night. Right?
But
So
peep this though, Ritz. Peep this though. And I totally get and respect what you're saying, but think about this. If WWE did not consider AEW direct competition, let's just think outside the box here. If WWE did not think of AEW as direct competition, then why, tell me why, in the 11th hour at SummerSlam, why all of a sudden did Becky Lynch and Brock Lesnar appear? Why?
So let's back up though. Let's back up for a second. Becky apparently was on the plans to appear. That was always Becky's time to return. What was changed at the last minute was Becky winning the title. I don't think that Becky was the Becky winning the title was contingent on CM Punk's return the night before. I think that has something to do with the fact that nobody has seen Sasha Banks on WWE TV in the better part of a month and a half.
I think Becky, if Sasha would have showed up, I think Becky would have just came out at the end of the match and said, "I'm back. I'm next."
Right. So I think there were plans. They had to change plans up. I don't think that the Brock Lesnar thing. I don't. I think WWE has always been acting outside of the box, so to say. And when I say the box, I mean inside this box, AEW versus WWE is competing against each other, right? I think they're acting outside, and they know, one, we can have a very good weekend of professional wrestling. And we did. We had a great weekend of professional wrestling at that point, right? Bringing Brock back, it's SummerSlam. That's a night to bring Brock back, right? In that instance, in the Becky Brock, there's a lot of just coincidental happenstance, right, going on there. If it's a random pay-per-view in July and Brock showed up, then we're having a different conversation.
Because how do you have Punk on Friday Night Live and then all of a sudden Brock's there?
Friday Night Live?
I mean, Friday night on Rampage, you have Punk show up.
Thank you.
And then Saturday night, all of a sudden, Brock's at SummerSlam. He's already had plans to be there.
Yeah.
They're not going to fly him out last second because knowing Brock, he's not going to want to fly out last second.
Yeah.
I ain't fixing to catch the damn red eye to SummerSlam. Hell no.
Ted chimes in. It's perfect. You don't have to switch back and forth anymore. And who's the new kid? Ted, let me introduce you to Two Live Brew himself, George Kennenbrew.
How are you, Ted?
Ted's one of our favorite Twitch watchers.
Cool. Cool.
But so I'll give you. I can't give you that. I can't give you the Becky Brock thing, right? And I think WWE's done a very good job as of late, not reacting to what AEW's doing. Some stuff they are, some little things they are, right? Or they may see an idea and they go, "Hey, you know what? That kind of worked, but we could do it differently. We could do it better, right? With this, or hey, that spot I like that, but let's do it a little bit different." Because that's all you're doing, right? You're putting on a show. The wrestlers in the ring. There's only so many different moves that you can do, right? So, and I would have to think as a wrestler, I'm watching my friends because they have friends in both companies. Yep. And I see my friend do a move or a spot or, say something. I'd be like, I like that. I can make that work. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can do it differently and do it this way and da-da-da-da. So there's a lot of, I won't say imitation or copying or whatever, but it's just the way the business is. It's no different. I sell cars, right? That's what I do for a living. How I sell cars versus how both guys that sit next to me sell cars. All three of us sell very, very differently. But at the end of the day, we still sell cars. And I'm going to hear something that either one of them says, and I may use it. I use my boss, one of my directors, all the time says, he goes, guys, they don't matter to me. They're just metal. They're going to look better in your driveway than mine. Right? I heard him say that 6 years ago, and I've been using it to this day. Right? So everybody picks up on little things. So in that aspect, I can't say that WWE is treating AEW like direct competition.
Now, are you saying that?
Not like they were 20 years ago.
Now, are you saying that are you saying that just as a professional wrestling fan, or are you saying that because you're a WWE guy? Because you have came out and said you are a pro WWE guy.
I'm saying that as a professional wrestling fan.
Okay, just had to clarify.
But even though I am still a pro WWE guy, and again, I honestly wish I had my buddy Jax. I wish we would have recorded our conversation that we had last week, because we both said a lot of really good things. But one of the things I said was, even though I'm a pro WWE guy, I'm a pro WWE guy for so many different reasons. None of it has to do with the actual physical product. It has everything to do with the legacy and the impact that it's made on me, what it has ultimately done. Like, not directly, like WWE didn't do this, and because something they did, I do this, right? But influenced me to do the show, to stay a professional wrestling fan, to do all these other things. And they were a constant in my life when, like when my parents were divorcing, or throughout all the hard times, because there was nobody else, no other professional wrestling company at that point, right? They were the conglomerate. So yes, I'm a pro WWE guy, but I'm a pro WWE guy for different reasons. Because I'll be one of the first people to come on the show and ask, what the fuck were they doing the other night? Right?
I mean, how many times have we seen Ritz come on here and question what the fuck?
But as a pro wrestling fan, I couldn't be happier for what's happening right now in the world of professional wrestling. Because as we alluded to it earlier, every single night, I can turn on the TV and watch new pro wrestling. It's new, it's different, it's not a rerun, it's not nothing, right? And it's people that I have seen, whether it's on one company or another. WWE, directly, indirectly, whatever, created this world that we now have. Yep. Because, like I said, for a while there, they were the only big company. So these people like Trevor Murdoch, who is now the NWA World Champion, Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, all these guys Miro,
John Moxley,
all these guys, they were given the platform. And New Japan, right? But New Japan was never easy to watch like it is now. And New Japan built the Elite. They built Kenny Omega. They built Daniel Bryan. They built Adam Cole.
They built AJ Styles.
Impact and TNA, right? So there's all the professional wrestling companies over the years, independent scene, major, super international major, whatever the fuck you want to call them, right? They all built the world that we have now as a pro wrestling fan. So it's truly just, I couldn't be happier with what we have. And I don't think anybody is treating anybody else like direct competition anymore. It's WWE is here, and they're on these nights. AEW is here, they're on these nights. Impact is here. NWA is here. AAA is here. And New Japan, so on and so forth. Right? Everybody has a piece of the pie, and nobody's stepping on anybody else's toes.
I don't see AEW being any kind of direct competition until they start deciding to go head to head on Monday nights.
So basically, Monday Night War updated version, the modern day Monday Night Wars is what you're saying.
But it would have to be the right roster on Monday nights, right? with
Oh,
what
they-
the Monday night you have now, like I'd almost say Friday nights. I'd almost say take Rampage, put it up against Friday Night SmackDown. What I think Butters is what he means though is AEW and WWE would have to go head to head.
Yes.
On a I do not want to discount NXT, but on a major network.
Correct.
Right? Because you have Fox and USA, right? But Fox and NBC kind of going head to head as well. But then you bring in Turner Broadcasting, and it'd be a lot, right?
There's
a lot of comments I've been ignoring, so hold on.
Go ahead. Get them comments up there.
Damien, I think Demon Finn is cool to see again, but I think it's too late to bring it out. It would have been better if Demon Finn was facing The Fiend or The Undertaker. I totally agree. When do y'all expect for Ronda's return? Do y'all think it's over?
I think it's over.
I think she'll come back, but it won't be for a while.
No, not with her.
And I don't even think she'll really come back.
No, not with a kid on the way.
More of a, one-off surprise kind of thing here.
Royal Rumble appearance.
Something like that. Prism wants to know where Lazy Booking's at. Lazy Booking will eventually return. They're on a little bit of a hiatus, but Lazy Booking will return. Jake Friel wants to get our opinion. With Vince taking over control of NXT, do you think it's possible that Triple H could leave the WWE and go to another promotion? Obviously, it's complicated since he's married to Stephanie, but I want to know what your thoughts are on that. Do I be nice to Jake?
So here's the thing, Jake. So Vince isn't fully taking over NXT. He's overseeing the rebranding. Him and Bruce are overseeing the rebranding. They don't want to take on a third show. So from what's been said,
have a heart attack.
Do what?
Bruce would have a heart attack.
Yeah. No, from what's been said, they're not fully taking over. They're just overseeing the rebranding, overseeing the new, it transitioned into the new phase. It's still going to be Triple H and them. It's just more of a Vince is ready to rebrand. He wants NXT to, he wants those numbers for USA because, of course, they're mad because NXT's not doing the numbers they thought they would. So trying to make the new stars, the new rebranding coming up this upcoming week actually starts the new brand, the new NXT.
Well, not even
who would have thunk it? Vince actually gives a damn about NXT. Who would have thunk it?
But let's also weigh in the fact of that. And Jake, I love you.
And Triple H ain't going anywhere.
This is gonna hurt, but that couldn't have been. That probably is one of the dumbest questions I've ever read out loud on this show. And I listen to Butters talk a lot.
Triple H doesn't go anywhere, period. He is a WWE guy for life. When Vince, God forbid, when Vince passes, Triple H is going to be there to step up. Not so much to say that he'd take over, but he's going to step up and help out where needed.
But it's going to be Triple H and Stephanie's baby. Triple H and Stephanie are the new Linda and Vince.
Yeah. So he's not going anywhere. He's good where he's at. And what's he going to do in another company other than possibly step on toes?
Exactly. So, but let's get into All Out because we have crossed the halfway part here. So, Miro versus Eddie Kingston. For the AEW TNT Championship, 13 minutes, 22 seconds. Miro defeated Eddie Kingston.
You want to talk about a hot match, boy?
This was a great way. This was a great way to start off the show on air, right?
Gentlemen, before we break down this match, can we just give a round of applause to the true MVP of the entire night of All Out, which was the AEW fans? I mean, they
Poor
literally
bastards.
They rocked the house the whole night.
Poor bastard.
They were ready for this pay-per-view.
I'll tell you what, though. Watching the pay-per-view and even looking back here, like on how it was, I don't think the main event would have gone off the way it did had they not had the Paul White QT Marshall match in between the Punk and the main event.
Oh, to kind of calm everybody down?
People needed a good 5 minutes to be like,
Right.
Okay.
That's literally what it was.
Bathroom
It was-
break, refill the drinks, grab some popcorn, let's do this.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was a filler. That was a filler match. That was a cold match. Because you
And
knew
not,
the
not
rest
to
of it.
take anything away from them,
No.
right?
But that
it
was his purpose. That was the
Exactly.
purpose of it.
100%.
But yeah, Miro and Eddie Kingston, man, like wow. Like I'm so glad this was the first match to kick it off. Just back and forth. I mean, nonstop, fast-paced action, hard-hitting, physical. What you would expect out of a Eddie Kingston Miro type match. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I was gonna say, and the finish was very apropos because I don't know if y'all saw Eddie Kingston's shirt, but if you read what it said,
yes.
it definitely played a lot into the finish of this match. And I actually am glad that AEW was smart enough to follow up on that, because I was saying to myself, I'm like, okay, he's wearing the shirt. We'll see if that has anything to do with the finish. And lo and behold, it was. So good job, Tony Khan and crew for capitalizing on that.
I'm not gonna lie though. I was so torn. I think what Miro's doing is phenomenal, and I think that Eddie Kingston is just at the peak of his career right now.
I think I know where you're going with this.
I was so torn, but I really wanted to see Eddie Kingston win.
I knew it.
I
Really where you were going.
It had nothing to do with Miro dropping the belt or Miro not being a good character or nothing. I think Eddie Kingston has put in the work, and I think he deserves a shot. And for some reason, in that moment, watching that match, it felt right. Like, if they would have put the title on him, I'd have been like, okay, I'm okay.
Well, I mean,
Butters, before you go into what you're about to say, Ritz, I got 2 words for you when that'll happen. Arthur Ashe. Watch. Rematch. It's coming.
Okay.
Grand Slam, Dynamite, Arthur Ashe, Tony Khan. We know he's good for it. I can almost bet you donuts to dollars he pulls the trigger in New York and Eddie Kingston defeats Miro in Arthur Ashe Stadium, and he's gonna get the Ron Simmons pop. Forget the Road Warriors pop. He's gonna get the Ron Simmons pop.
Okay.
How do you like that? The Ron Simmons
pop. I'll take that. But what do you got?
I was fixed to say they made a point to show that they're continuing this feud, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree, right? But again, like in the moment, and when I do a lot of these recaps, I think of what I was feeling in the moment, because we always do this 6 days later.
Mm-hmm.
There's always the fallout that we have to cover. But so I like to go back and think of in that moment when I'm watching it, what was I feeling? What was I thinking? Now, hindsight's always 20/20. We know that this feud's going to continue. So I'm glad, right? It'll still probably have its payoff, to George's point. But no, I would have been very okay with it. But then we go on to Jon Moxley versus Kojima. And
you got to respect that they're bringing in these Japanese legends to have matches with these guys.
100%. I liked it. The match was okay, right? Jon Moxley's kind of fallen from grace for me, right? I did love the fact that he came out in the GCW hoodie 24 hours after winning their title at Cardona, right? I was hoping he brought the belt with him, but I get it. But
that would have been great.
100%. But he was just he's the stuff he's doing now. Like now is good, right? The Forbidden Door, the New Japan stuff, everything like that. I'm liking it. But his matches have just been falling from me, right? They're just they just exist. It's the same Jon Moxley we've been seeing for several months, even a couple years, right? I can go with that far as say.
Do y'all smell something? Do I smell a heel turn? Do I smell Ritz going heel turn?
No, not at all.
John?
No. I don't think Moxley does the heel turn. I think Mox is going to keep fighting these legends of New Japan. I think he's going to keep to show that he's the king of Japanese wrestling.
But I will tell you this. When Suzuki came out after the match, I loved it. I loved the fact that they just walked up to each other and started throwing forearms at each other. Like, it, not a word was spoken. It was phenomenal, right? And it just goes to show that what Jon Moxley's doing now from a promo in a vignette perspective is really good. I think his matches fall flat with me, but when you put a microphone in his hands or him in front of a live camera, it really works. Edie Zahari, WWE's been in wrestling company for 3 decades, a lot more than that, buddy.
Yeah.
Has been owner for, all right, good God. He know what's up and down wrestling, yada, yada, yada. He has his own vision for wrestling. Meanwhile, AEW's been there for 2 years. AEW's a company, almost a dream wrestler. Tony Khan has a passion with wrestling. Okay. I think he's there on that. Danny goes, Vince is going to ruin NXT to the ground just like everything else he touches. Remember, ECW. We don't talk about that.
If we talk ECW, we talk ECW, not WWE ECW.
Damn straight.
Vince isn't going to ruin NXT. Vince, like I said earlier, Vince is just, he's there for the rebranding. And then it's because he does not want to do a third show.
I'm getting off of Vince McMahon. I don't care anymore.
Okay, you're good. Go ahead.
Was anybody just slightly upset with the Britt Baker Chris Statlander match?
Slightly.
Here's what got me. I thought it was a great match. Britt winning was great. Having Orange Cassidy at ringside and then having him show that Bert. How many fucking drinks you got over there, fam?
I'm hot. It's summertime.
All right. But having Orange Cassidy show that much emotion towards the end of the match, when normally Orange Cassidy is such a
laid back
figure, only to have Chris lose, right? Like, I didn't like that visual. I didn't like the break of character for Orange Cassidy for there to have no payoff. I didn't think it was the right time for.
Is the payoff, Orange Cassidy falling for Statlander? And, that emotion pulls out?
Okay, he took the headphones off.
All right, come on back, boy. Come on back, buddy. It's questions that are asked.
Right.
Done with you.
I'm going to ask the questions. I'm going to ask the dumb stuff. So you got to come back with an answer for me.
No, I don't. What I like about AEW is that they're not going down this, relationship, foxhole, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to. You don't need that for professional wrestling.
True.
Right?
We're getting enough of that in WWE right now.
Exactly, that too.
True. We're getting the index wedding this week, so.
Oh, boy. Somebody spare me.
It's going to be a clusterfuck. That's all I got to say. But you know what? I honestly think it's going to be a clusterfuck in the best way possible.
I think Theory's returning and ruining that whole thing.
Who?
Austin Theory. We ain't seen him on NXT Austin in a
Theory.
While.
I thought you said Fury, and I'm like, who the hell is Theory?
I said Theory. I probably didn't say it,
Don't even get me started. Nope.
Yeah. But no, I feel like Austin Theory's making that comeback, and he's going to ruin that entire wedding in, like you said, the best possible way.
Yeah, it'll be fun for sure. That's 100% accurate there. Match of the night. Match of the bloody God blessed holy high fuck night.
Bloody is right.
Is the Lucha Bros defeating the Young Bucks inside a steel cage for the AEW World Tag Team Championship.
It's a
Fire.
My God.
damn time.
Fire, man. Fire.
I was
Like-
getting tired of the Bucks having those damn titles.
First of all, I can't stand the Young Bucks. I can't stand, but that means they're doing everything right. But
They are.
I
Yeah.
cannot stand these pricky bastards right now.
I can't disagree with that logic.
Fucking, I don't know which one of them it was. If it was Matt or Nick, their hair, the whole getup looked fucking horrendous.
They both look horrendous with those get-ups they're always wearing.
I literally just wanted to reach out and beat the shit out of them.
I swear it's like they just went to their closet in the dark and said, let me just try to put this on. I think this might be something worth wearing. I don't know. And then just walks out, takes one look and says, you know what? Screw it. Let's go have a match.
But I want to know, I want to be the fly on the wall when they were pitching the idea for this match.
I think I know where you're going with this
And
one.
they said, okay, we're going to take our boot off and we're going to put a $3,000 shoe on our foot
God,
that has thumbtacks attached to it.
that
Essentially-
pains me.
Essentially a football cleat.
That just pains me hearing that $3,000 pair of shoes.
It's the worst thing on the planet.
Like, I get it. You're just telling us you got throwaway money. I get it, but please, why couldn't it have been a pair of just knock-around shoes instead of a $3,500 pair of Nikes?
But then it's also like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for here? I want to know how they pitched it to the Lucha Bros to be like, okay, you're gonna take this shoe to the head. Well, fuck yourself. Like, I know how this plays. Go fuck yourself.
Especially with a mask on. I mean, bleeding through the mask.
It was bad all the way around. Not bad in a bad way, but it just didn't look good.
Like you said, you kind of want to be at the fly on the wall for that whole pitch meeting.
100%. I think we lost George, so I'll back him out till his stream fixes.
You know, some of the things they do in AEW right now, you just kind of want to be in there. You know, it's one of those things that I wish Vince was in there in that room just to see his reaction for some of that.
I wish, like, I know Vince doesn't watch anything. He knows what happens. He never watches it. But I would pay all the money in the world, to sit down and watch that match with Vince McMahon. From the minute of them walking out, those fucked up young buck looking douchebags walking out with face mask and Captain Pink suit. God, I fucking hate Don Callis. We were talking about it in the theater. Like, everybody was in, there's about 6 or 7 of us in the theater. Everybody was in agreement that Don Callis has the most punchable face in the world of professional wrestling.
Oh yeah, I agree with that one.
Like, I remember when everybody wanted to see Dixie Carter get put through a table. I want to see Don Callis get thrown off a cell.
Ooh.
Through a table.
Ooh.
Through fluorescent lights in the barbed wire.
Damn, you want him deathmatch gone.
Yes.
Hoo.
Telling you. Like, I don't know what it is either, but I look at this man and my blood boils. I say the name Don Callis.
I see your blood boiling now.
I immediately do this. I just want to fight somebody.
I see your blood boiling. Your head's turning red right now just by talking about Don Callis.
Fucking hate him so much.
Don Callis. Yeah. See, you say Don Callis 3 times, you get a reaction out of Rich. Hey-o.
Jamie goes, Don Callis equals Paul Heyman.
No, don't you compare him to that man.
No. I get where you're going with it. I get it. But just because of my pure hatred for the man, I'm I'm gonna say no, and that's it.
Maybe a coronet at best. Ugh.
I don't hate that one. I don't hate that one at all. I don't hate that one at all. But here's a great analogy. Cornette to Vince Russo is Ritz to Don Callis.
I don't hate it. I love it. This totally in agreement. Oh God. So you're telling me if Don Callis made an autograph appearance and I paid for you're telling me you wouldn't just be nice about it for one day? You just go up there and punch him in the face?
I can't promise you I wouldn't.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'd probably go, right? Because if you're buying, like, I feel obligated to go, right? But I can't promise, especially if he's in character. If that man's being a douchebag, I'm gonna be one right back.
See, and that's the thing is, I would pay just so I could get that reaction on video.
I remember WrestleMania Access, and Drake Maverick was there, and he was a bad guy at the time, and so Maverick was being kind of douchey to people, but still, like, you take the picture, you do whatever, and he would thank you and walk off. But initially, he's being kind of douchey to people, and I was like, oh, we're being assholes today. Got it. Cool. I can do that. I was raised here. I mean, we were fucking Brooklyn. I grew up 2 hours from there. I'm fine. But I love the, like, as soon as the Lucha Bros got in the ring, they climbed to the top. Like, as soon as they got in. And I went, oh, they're going to jump off of this thing at some point tonight.
Nah.
Because I know both teams, and I think the Young Bucks, while they look like Jersey Shore rejects.
Don't even go there. Oh my God.
I'm going to. It's like fucking Great Value Jersey Shore with them. They're
which one's the Great Value Snooki at this point?
Don Callis. But the Young Bucks, they were the guys that, like, you always hear about it. They had nothing, and then they got rich, and it's like, I got the spray tan, I got the nice car, and I still ain't got shit to show for it. But here's where all my money went. Fuck off.
$3,500 pair of shoes.
That we attached thumbtacks to it. I've never been more pissed off in my life.
And all the Nike fanboys cried that day.
Yeah.
There was a disturbance in the shoe force.
Put Don Callis in a cage with Nia Jax, please. I'll book that. I'll sell tickets to that. I'm okay with that. 100% okay with that. Then you had, but I loved the match. I loved every spot was great, you know, and you could tell that they're getting to a point where it's like, all right, we need to rest up a little bit before we transition into our finishing sequence. They had it all figured out. Very well timed. The flow of the match was very, very good. That's a match I will go back and watch again. Right? And then you get the Women's Casino Battle Royale. Ruby Soho making her debut, formerly known as Ruby Riott. Her and Thunder Rosa were the last two. And you know what? When it came down to those two, I looked at Jackson. I was like, I don't give a shit who wins at this point. I like them both.
I was a little sad seeing the winner, and I was just like, damn it. I was rooting for Thunder.
Well,
damn
we were all saying, you know, all right, it could be Ruby as the Joker. But if it's not Ruby, and they let us down in that aspect, right? Who would win this match? I mean, everybody was in agreement it was Thunder Rosa, right? You know, at least in the movie theater.
Yeah.
But once Ruby walked out, we were all like, nope, it's over. Somebody find the waitress, get more popcorn. Don Callis or Vicky Guerrero?
I'll take Vicky over Don any day.
Well, I want to know what's the... Why am I picking? Am I picking which one I like better? Because if I pick which one I like better, Vicky Guerrero. bar
Hands
none,
down.
no exceptions. Joey DiMartino, Rich versus Don Callis in an all-out brawl. Let's go. I can take on Twiggy.
I'll be the referee for that one.
Hey, you're back. I think. Maybe.
Yeah,
Can you hear
they
us?
kicked me out the restaurant, guys.
Jeez,
Yeah,
that's what you
I
get
said
for
they
going
kicked
before
me out.
closing. Gosh.
Right. Yeah. They kicked me out the restaurant. They said you gotta go. They said we don't like that pro wrestling shit around here. You gotta get the fuck out.
What did you think of the Lucha Bros versus the Young
All I
Bucks?
gotta say is that
All you gotta say is
oh my goodness. Ooh. Man. You want to talk about it insane. That match was oh my goodness. That match was so insane, y'all. I mean,
I think that match.
I've seen throughout my years of watching.
He didn't formulate a proper sentence.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh,
I think.
I'm just saying. Sorry, I was just saying. In all of my years of watching professional wrestling, I've just never seen. Yeah, you're probably right. It is Costco. You're probably right. You're probably right. Yeah. One day I'll be from the luxury of my own home.
Yeah. Okay.
One day I'll be from the luxury of my. But no. In all seriousness, though, this was an insane match, though. In all of my years of watching professional wrestling, like I've never seen like the Lucha Brothers do like stuff that they did, like a Canadian destroyer, like off the top rope. Like what? Who does that?
That was off the cell, the top of the cell.
Yeah. A move like that, who the hell
Yeah,
does do that?
Like,
that is, you know,
and I
that's
mean,
got to
we've
be
seen-
that when we talked about them pitching ideas in a meeting, that's probably got to be the worst idea to be pitched over the cleats, you know, over the spiked Nikes.
and it right, and it didn't help that Matt Jackson literally suffered almost. Thank God he didn't, but he came this close from having another neck injury. Because if y'all saw how his neck snapped when he landed,
Yeah.
my jaw literally dropped. I was like, oh no, Penta killed him. Penta straight up killed him. I didn't even think he was going to get back up. I was surprised he got back up. I was like, whoa, these dudes are tough. Like, hey, they might be some bumbling idiots dressing up like, you know, second-rate village people, but there's some tough village people, though.
God bless America.
D-Star says, best cage match ever, best tag team match ever, best tag team cage match ever. I 100% agree.
Yep.
Yeah. And the whole spikes. I was gonna say the whole Air Force filled with thumbtacks. Now I gotta say that was probably one of the more creative things I've ever seen. Like, credit to the Young Bucks for coming up with that. Like, that is the sadistic of the sadistic. It's one thing to get choke slammed or power driven on a pile of thumbtacks, but to have it literally on a shoe and like somebody kicking you in the face with that on their shoe, like, man.
Yeah, that
was
fuck and that.
It to me it sounds like they wanted to do a thumbtack spot, but they wanted to upgrade it from just instead of doing a typical thumbtack spot, we're gonna upgrade it and go overboard with it.
Absolutely. Fucking weirdos. Chris Jericho versus MJF. Chris Jericho wins. Was anybody surprised?
No. because I really didn't see
I
him
was actually
retiring.
slightly upset.
I did. At best, it would have seen him just be able to tour with Fozzy and just commentate. And I kind of would rather see Jericho wrestle right now than to just be a commentator.
I was the opposite. I was actually kind of upset that he won. I kind of wanted MJF to like kind of get that last bit of that Jericho rub, and for them to really strap the rocket to his back. I mean, he's already in outer space right now. The rocket's been strapped to his back. But I wanted that guy to go to the stratosphere and beat Jericho for a fourth time and walk around with the bragging right of I retired Chris Jericho. And that would have been, that would have been huge for his career. As young as he is, and then you're talking about him winning the world championship 2 or 3 years down the line, on top of having that other notch in his belt of he retired one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Like, he'd already be a living legend if he's not already. Like, they should have pulled the trigger on him and just given him that win. Like, Jericho's bulletproof. He can suffer 20 losses and not suffer. Like, he's Chris Jericho. Like, he could have easily recovered from that. Like, are you kidding me? But I mean, the crowd was hot for him. You know, they even did an acapella version of Judas. And like when they did that, I said, yeah, he's winning. He's winning.
Which I didn't like.
And he had one of.
I didn't like the acapella guitar version because the guy playing the guitar, he jacked it up too much, and the crowd couldn't follow along.
Yeah.
Like it was just shitty.
Yeah. In music, as us musicians say, he was kind of flat. He was kind of flat. Very much flat.
But it's a solid match. But let's get to the match everybody's been talking about. CM Punk returned to the ring against Darby Allen. 16 minutes, 40 seconds. Punk didn't look like he missed a step at all.
No. I mean, I was
very happy with this.
I was wholeheartedly expecting Punk to win, this match, in which, of course, hey, kudos. This is a man he's probably been training for a while to get back in the ring, knocking that ring rust off and coming back to, fight Darby Allen, try to put on a hell of a match. And they did go, all out, so to speak, and put on a good match.
Correct. Go ahead, George.
Yeah. For me, this match kind of, I mean, I understand, it's been 7 years since Punk has been in the ring, and I understand, it was going to kind of take a minute for him to kind of, shake the cobwebs loose and, kind of loosen up a little bit. But for that reason alone, and it wasn't any fault of his own. That's the only reason why I felt like this match started off kind of slow a little bit. But again, that's none of Punk's. That's not Punk's fault. He hasn't wrestled in over 7 years, so you would expect that. But one thing I will say I appreciated about this match a lot is that it was just simply a good old-fashioned, technical, clean wrestling match. No gimmicks, no follies or nothing like that. Just straight up, catch as catch can, solid professional wrestling. The best man won, and they showed good sportsmanship after that. Like, it couldn't have went after that one little period of the match when the rest of it got going. I couldn't have asked for a better match. Straight up. Hi.
D-Star says maybe the apron powerbomb that Jericho
ATD representing out here in Carrollton, Georgia. Yeah.
Was a hint that Kevin Steen's on his way. Maybe. Damian Hernandez will wait. Jericho retiring before Ric Flair. Damn, I would never in a million years thought that was going to happen. Absolutely. CM Punk versus Andrade is next. That's maybe. And Todd Womack, Philly Dilly. It's good time to be a wrestling fan. Hell yeah, man. It's 100% a good time to be a wrestling fan. I love this CM Punk match. I thought they started off right. If you noticed it, Punk
Did
was
you just
calling
say
it.
dilly dilly?
No, I said Philly Dilly. It's what Todd does. Here, I'll show you. Philly Dilly.
There you go.
Oh, Philly dilly.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's Punk was calling the moves on the fly. Punk was a ring general 100% throughout the entire match. I thought it was just a testament to show that he was able to still fall back into that rut and still fall back into just how good he was back in the day. He never really missed a beat. They did a lot of rest holds just to kind of feel each other out, get familiar with it, get kind of, get that confidence back a little bit, and then they rocked and rolled the entire time, and I loved every minute of it. I'm not going to talk about Paul White versus QT Marshall.
It was just a classic.
Go ahead.
I mean, it was typical. No, I was going to say last thing about the Punk Allen match. It was just simple. It was just a simple classic case of like the veteran versus the younger guy. Yep. And that's how it played out. Like Punk outsmarted him. That's really what it came down to. Punk just one step ahead of Darby.
Yes.
Period.
And that's the best way to describe it, 100%. Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. This one went 21 minutes. I didn't really see Christian winning the match here.
No.
This was just the stepping stone to bring out Adam Cole and eventually Bryan Danielson, who both show up at the end of the night. I thought it was a great way to bring them out. When Adam Cole came out, we all kind of were like, oh, it's back from when they kicked him out of the Elite and then this, that, and the other thing. But then he's like, he's back with the Elite and all was right in the world.
Can we just go ahead and just deem Adam Cole the king of the swerve?
Yes. For this instance, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. But it just
Adam Cole is
the
king of the swerve.
So well. Everything that night hit so well.
Because when his music hit.
Go ahead. You there?
No, I was gonna say like when his music hit, and like you were saying, when he was making his way down to the ring, and when he got in the ring and you heard him mouth the words, "Remember what you did to me," I said, "Holy shit, we're gonna get Adam Cole as the babyface! Finally, my dream is going to come true. What I've been wanting all of these years, Adam Cole is the babyface." And then 3 seconds later, bam. Straight in the face to Jungle Boy. I was like, damn it, Adam Cole. You are good. You are good. You're just that damn good.
But
hey.
It was fantastic.
Never ceases to amaze me.
No, not at all. I loved every minute of them coming out and how they executed everything was so well done. You truly couldn't have booked it any better. And anybody that says they could have is just lying to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So very, very, very happy with All Out. We are getting ready to run out of time here. We went a little bit longer than I initially anticipated. I watched it earlier today. Today is 20 years since September 11th, 2001. And WWE put out a special called Never Forget. It's only 34 minutes, and it talks about what was happening with the WWE. They were in Houston for September 11th, and how the decision came about to put on the show on September 13th, which was the first assembly of Americans after September 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And not much that we didn't already know about it, but it was very cool to hear from everybody. One thing I didn't know, and for those people that do live in the Houston area, Gallery Furniture is such a huge entity out here, but more specifically, Mattress Mac, Jim McInville. And he played such a role in getting the word out because he had all his TV time, for commercials, radio time, everything like that. They used that time, WWE and Mattress Mac did, to get word out that WWE was going to do a show, and they were not going to just sit idly by. And he made sure that there were the right security personnel and worked with the city, and the city was super understanding. And like that's what I took out of it. It was how many people, in the spirit of how everybody else came together.
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible. I do strongly recommend. I was very hesitant to watch it as I've gotten older and as the years have passed. September 11th has become a very, very. It's hard to watch that stuff now as I've gotten older. It used to be something I'd watch every year because I was very young when it happened. Right, I hadn't even turned 10 yet, and
I think I was just starting high school.
yeah, so as I've gotten older and I understand the ramifications of what that was and how important that day was, it was definitely something. It's definitely gets harder to watch that stuff, but this one was very, very, very well done.
Yep.
But let's get out of here. Like I said, we ran long tonight.
Yeah, I
we tried
was
to keep
in.
the shows. Go ahead.
No, I was
George.
just gonna say. I believe I was in 6th grade when all of that happens.
Yeah, I was in the
Did
4th
y'all
grade.
hear me?
I remember. Yeah, I can hear you. You're in the 6th grade. Yeah.
Did y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
I remember exactly where I was, exactly what we were doing, how unique of a day it was already going to be for different reasons at
Yep.
school, and how incredible, not incredible, but how different everything felt just the next day,
Yes.
and the sense of pride that everybody had through veils of sorrow and sadness. There was a renewed sense of pride within the country, and solidarity and
Patriotism.
patriotism. Even as a child, you felt that.
Yes.
You didn't 100% know what you were dealing with and what was going on, but you could feel it, and that's a big takeaway. But let's get out of here. We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Body Check Wellness. They're a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Use promo code A2D for 25% off your order at bodycheckwellness.com. Specialized Physical Therapy, Dr. Paul Vidal. 2 locations, Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. He's our doc. Make him yours. The Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. Many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We're happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. Alan Foy of eXp Realty, he's the guy you got to call if you're looking to buy or sell a home, looking for a change in career or brokerage. Contact him at 302-682-8820 or visit him at alan.foy@exprealty.com. Manscaped, get 20% off and free shipping with code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Don't forget about our A2D memberships, $9.99 a month. First include appearances on shows, members-only streams, shout-outs, and weekly sports picks for the Money Pot Podcast, which you can check out every Sunday morning right here on A2D Radio. Also, guys, don't forget to sign up with FanUp. It's a $100 buy-in. On the main page a couple days ago, we put all the rules, all the breakdown of the prizes. Check them out in the App Store. It's FanUp, and get in on the action today. There's some pretty cool kick-ass prizes out there. You got to sign up for this contest. You have to sign up before kickoff of the Raiders-Ravens game Monday night. Guys, check out Agree to Disagree tomorrow. They're going to recap the Eagles-Falcons game. And get ready. Football season is upon us. Eagles week 1 tomorrow. Eagles-Falcons. And then we are off to the races. No, in this very ring next week, I am going to be on vacation. I will be in sunny, beautiful Florida. And so we'll see you all in 2 weeks' time for our Extreme Rules preview show. Until then, tell somebody you love them. Peace, love, and joy. We're out.